Chaos at St. Clair College. Striking support staff caused traffic delays and forced the closure of classes. Evidence wraps up at the Marbury murder trial. What was presented to the jury to date. And take a seat.
The need just continues to grow every month. It's insane.
A 24-hour initiative and platform for change to help the most vulnerable in our community.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening and thank you for joining us both on CTV Windsor and AM 800. Chaos this morning at St. Clair College. Barricades, traffic jams, and a complete campus shutdown. Striking support staff blocked both entrances today, bringing classes to a halt and roads around the South Windsor campus to a standstill. The college says it's never seen anything like this. Let's go now to CTV's Bob Bellacicco, who is at the college tonight.
Well, Stefanie, as you can see behind me, no one's around. But this morning here at St. Clair College at the Herb Gray Parkway entrance, it was chaos. Things did calm down a little bit after classes were canceled, but job action now entering its fourth week with no end in sight after talks broke down last weekend.
It's crazy. I've been in this traffic for like 35 minutes.
People honking, people frustrated. This lineup goes all the way past the outlet mall. They just want to get into the school. Some want to get out. I just talked to somebody who's been in his car for the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm pretty frustrated. I've got 2 tests today and I can't get to class.
And I think that the staff and teachers should get what they, deserve. And, it sucks for everyone.
Some chose to park their cars near or at Windsor Crossing Premium Outlets and walk to school.
Either way, I'm getting my steps in, so it doesn't matter.
By walking 20 minutes to the college, I have a job and I'm already late for like 1 hour, but it's worth it. Yeah. No problem.
Like, we have a class at 8. Like, I agree with protesting, but not letting people into a public space is just wrong.
10,000 full-time support staff from Ontario's 24 publicly funded colleges walked off the job last month. Union members from Lambton College and Fanshawe College joined the picket lines today.
The money is there. It's just not being allocated to our public community colleges, and that's where it needs to be. And at the end of the day, if we don't have support staff, then students don't have services, and that's where the problem lies.
You can hear the public support, and in part that's why we're here, but we're here to help reinforce their numbers, and this may indeed be an escalating action across the province.
Shortly after 9 a.m., the college canceling all classes at their South Campus. That's when frustration doubled when trying to leave.
All their signs says they like to support and help the students, but in there, we're doing just fine, in my opinion. The only thing they're doing is pissing us off, making things a lot worse.
It's one thing we understand and respect the right for people to picket and protest, and it should be a constitutionally protected right, but there has to be some limits, and interfering to the extent that they did to the students' learning is very, very disappointing.
So what's behind the impasse? Well, according to the union, the employer refuses to include job security language, which would be a pathway to a deal. Now, according to the Employer Council, they have tabled enhanced offers totaling over $155 million. Having said both, the impasse continues. Stefanie?
Okay, Bob Bellacicco, we will stay on top of this. Thank you, Bob. So here's our question of the day. Have you ever been impacted by a strike or a lockout? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you prefer roundabouts or traffic lights at busy intersections. More than 1,000 people voted. 64% of them say they prefer roundabouts. In other news, 6 people were injured in a serious crash on Highway 40 in Chatham, Kent, Wednesday afternoon. It happened around 3:45 when 2 vehicles collided. An 80-year-old was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries, while 5 others, including 3 teens, suffered serious or minor injuries. OPP closed the highway for several hours to investigate. Also, multiple 911 calls this afternoon sent Windsor fire crews racing to a second-floor apartment on University Avenue West after smoke was seen filling the hallway. It did sound serious at first, but firefighters quickly determined the cause: careless cooking. There were no injuries, and the fire was contained before it could spread. Crews remained on scene for about half an hour to ventilate the building. Windsor Fire is reminding residents to never leave cooking unattended, a leading cause of home fires. The evidence has concluded in the murder trial of a Michigan man charged with killing his estranged wife from Windsor. Again, we must warn our viewers the content of this story is disturbing, as it does involve allegations of intimate partner violence. Joining me with the latest in this ongoing coverage that we're having, Michelle Maluske. Michelle.
Yeah, Stefanie, the last Crown witness concluded his evidence today. Then defense lawyer Ken Marley told the jury Brian Marbury was not going to call any evidence, so the jury was sent home until Monday. Here's a quick overview of the facts they will soon have to deliberate. This is the last time Sarah Boulay was seen alive, Friday, May 26th, 2023, just before 8 in the evening, entering a room at a motel on Huron Church Road. Her estranged husband, Brian Marbury, checked into the room just 3 hours earlier after crossing into the city from Detroit. The jury has learned in the early morning hours of Saturday, May 27th, a couple in the room below reported hearing an argument above them. Sarah Hamid described it as a lot of banging around and hearing a woman say, "Stop it, you're hurting me." The man was shouting words. Mike Scanlon testified. The woman was screaming in pain. Surveillance cameras capture Marbury leaving the hotel on the Sunday, going to local stores, buying a shovel, garbage bags, and bleach. The jury has also seen disturbing video, which CTV News will not broadcast, of early Monday morning, showing Marbury carrying what appears to be a body over his shoulder. The jury has learned Marbury goes to the back of the hotel, grabs a neighbor's garbage bin, and walks up Northway. Later that day, Marbury returns to the motel and leaves with his belongings before boarding a tunnel bus back to Detroit midday on May 29th. Staff at Hiatus House reported Boulay missing the next day. At first, it was a missing persons investigation after Boulay's mother detailed the troubled and tumultuous relationship between her daughter and Marbury over their 19-year relationship. Police identified Marbury as a person of interest by June 3rd. But a Windsor police detective did not share that detail when he convinced Marbury to come to Windsor on June 4th. Marbury was arrested at the tunnel exit that same day. The body of 36-year-old Sarah Boulay was found on June 6th. The jury has learned she was in a shallow grave in the fetal position, with her hair and part of her leg exposed. An autopsy could not pinpoint her cause of death because of decomposition. Marbury, now 47 years old, has already pleaded guilty to causing an indignity to a human body. The Crown presented an opening statement more than 2 weeks ago when this trial started. The defense does not. Closing arguments on Monday. They will hear again from the Crown, and defense lawyer Ken Marley will also present his closing arguments. Stefanie.
Okay, so walk us through what will happen after those are done.
Yeah, it's a great question. So today, Justice Ian Leach asked the jurors to come prepared to be sequestered Monday night, while also admitting to them it's, quote, probable deliberations won't start until Tuesday. The judge will instruct the jurors on the evidence in the case, how they interpret the law, and how they ultimately come to unanimous decisions. Stefanie, we will be there, of course, on Monday, seeing this thing through until a decision is in.
Okay, thank you for this continuous coverage.
You're welcome.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joining us now for a first look at the weather from the top of the Bell building tonight. And Gary, I feel Mother Nature is playing games with us. Is it fall or is it summer?
That's a key question. I would say it's certainly fall, acting summer-like. It's still early, and often we see that transition period between seasons, a bit of overlap both ways. But it seems like summer is not wanting to go to bed. The good news is this ridge high pressure is going to be with us through to the weekend. The southerly flow has kept temperatures above seasonal, and any cloud we're likely to see, just like yesterday and the day before, is of a fair weather variety, and not much to see in terms of the radar at all across the entire province. I'll break down what you need to know. See if temperatures could reach 25 to 30 for the next 4 days straight. That's coming up. For now, I'll send it back inside to you at the desk.
A war of words in Essex last night while residents are still cleaning up from last week's flooding. The area's MPP is pointing the finger at Town Hall, claiming the municipality hasn't done enough to stop it from happening again. Anthony Liardi says what happened in Harrow is nothing new, pointing to similar floods in 1989 and 2023. He argues the municipality has failed to fix the problem despite receiving more than $8 million in infrastructure funding from the province. Liardi also notes Essex opted out of applying for another provincial fund worth millions, money he says other communities like Kingsville and LaSalle did receive. This statement put out by Liardi's office was not received well at Town Hall.
He's very misinformed on several of his things that he's talking about. You know, the first thing I will say, he's misinformed about the grant streams that are available to municipalities. The one that he's talking about is the Housing Enabling Grant, and that is intended to build more homes. It's not to protect the homes that are currently here. It felt like an attack when you listen to what our MPP said. Very unprofessional. It felt like a personal attack on potentially myself, the town staff, council, when we're doing everything we can. And we were given, not a great deck of cards when it comes to where current houses are already built in Colchester.
An update now to a story we told you about yesterday. The alligator spotted on Belle Isle has been found. The alligator was seen near the water soaking up some sunshine. The DNR had been looking for the reptile to bring it to safety. Troy Keaton and Stephen Hart, two men who were strangers until they bumped into one another, each spent the whole day hunting for the gator. But at that moment, they spotted him and worked together and netted him. The animal is now at the Great Lakes Serpentarium in Westland.
I named him beforehand. It was the Hunt for Fafnir, which I'm a bit of a nerd. It's a folklore dragon, and I thought it was fitting for him. And the quest was to go find him, and we did.
Windsor has a new bicycle mayor announced last evening. Local cycling advocate Lori Newton has been named to the role, which is part of a global initiative to promote cycling as everyday transportation. The bicycle mayor acts as a community voice, bridging residents, policymakers, and organizations to push for safer, more accessible streets. Officials say Windsor is now the 8th city in Canada to have a bicycle mayor. Ward 9 councillor Kieran McKenzie endorsed Newton's nomination, telling CTV News he's hopeful this will bring forward safer streets for the local cycling community.
It's a wonderful announcement and a wonderful thing for our community to have somebody who has the recognition of years and years of activism and advocacy around cycling infrastructure when it was as hard as it could potentially be. Lori Newton has been a stalwart in terms of advocating for cycling safety and the safety of cyclists across with the Windsor and Essex County region.
Now to a round-the-clock conversation about homelessness, poverty, and compassion. The Downtown Mission is once again holding its annual Bench Talk fundraiser, a 24-hour initiative where community leaders and mission staff take turns sitting outside, hoping to spark dialogue and raise money. CTV's Chris Campbell reports.
For 24 hours straight, a simple bench outside the Downtown Mission becomes a platform for change.
Our goal this year is to, again, spread awareness about the work that we actually do and the struggles that people are actually facing in our community and across the world, let's be honest.
Starting at 11 this morning, staff, board members, and volunteers committed to staying put day and night to talk openly about homelessness and the struggles people in Windsor face every day.
The crew here, they just have such a powerful voice and just such good ties in the community. They do amazing work. I kind of wish more people knew of all the programs that they run, that it's not in fact just a homelessness shelter.
The mission says Bench Talks also helps raise critical funds, this year aiming for $50,000 to support the Windsor Youth Centre and the mission's food bank.
Both of those programs depend solely on donations. There's no funding at all for them from any level of government. and we depend on the kindness and generosity of our community members and other even community members outside of Windsor-Essex even, who help us for those programs.
The need just continues to grow every month. It's insane.
We want people to feel safe and understand the dynamics of what's going on.
Residents are encouraged to stop, join the conversation, or take in a guided tour and see the mission's work firsthand.
We're here every day. I mean, when our nurse police teams are here every day, our crisis response teams are here every day, our patrol officers are here every day. It's a support role right now.
Donations of food, clothing, or hygiene items are also being accepted. Bench Talks runs until tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, giving the community a chance to sit down, listen, and be a part of the solution.
I hope they leave with the feeling that this is a place of hope.
In Windsor, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
A first-of-its-kind tool in Windsor-Essex is making it easier for lost pets to be reunited with their families. The new community veterinary clinic has installed a 24-hour publicly accessible microchip scanning station outside its location on Holden Avenue. The scanner allows anyone who finds a lost dog or cat to quickly scan for a microchip, potentially identifying the owner in just minutes. If the animal is chipped, the scanner will display a unique ID number. Signage is posted at the site to help users trace that number to the pet's owner. This is the first free microchip scanning station in Windsor and Essex County, and officials hope it will reduce the number of animals entering shelters unnecessarily.
So there's a lot of microchipped pets out there, and so if you find a pet, there's a decent chance that they're going to have a microchip, and if they do, that's a quick way to get them back to their family.
Meanwhile, the Windsor-Essex County Humane Society is hosting an adoption event this weekend. The Adopt and Shop event will be held at Devonshire Mall on Saturday with a number of animals on hand that are looking for new homes. Animal lovers will find not just cats and dogs, but kittens and bunnies near the former Hudson's Bay. Executive Director Lynette Bain says the dogs will be brought in one at a time, so it's not too stressful for them. The event runs between 10 and 6 p.m. All interested visitors will receive a 50% off adoption coupon valid until December 1st of this year. Still ahead on Windsor's news leader, a deadly synagogue rampage. Police in the UK are declaring a terror attack as security has stepped up across Canada. Canada launches a new defense agency to speed up military buys, but it's also cutting U.S. dependence. Coming up, what's behind the shift? And tomorrow, on World Teachers' Day, educators are sounding the alarm. Chronic underfunding, rising violence, and a worsening teacher shortage. That's tomorrow at 6 on CTV News.
Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
In Britain, 2 people were killed and 3 others have been seriously wounded in a synagogue attack in Manchester early this morning. The suspected attacker was shot dead by police. The attack taking place on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar. Police were called to the synagogue by a witness who reported seeing a car drive into a group of people before a security guard was stabbed. Greater Manchester police say minutes later, shots were fired by officers. The British Prime Minister cut short a meeting with European leaders to fly home following the attack.
The attack in Manchester this morning is absolutely shocking, and all of our thoughts are with those affected. I'm on my way back to London. When I arrive, I will chair an emergency COBRA meeting.
Prime Minister Starmer says additional officers have been deployed to synagogues and Jewish community sites after the attack. Police bomb experts are also investigating whether the suspect had an explosive device. As British officials say, they're treating this incident as a terrorist attack.
We believe that the identity of the offender has been established, but until we are certain of this fact, it is premature to set out this detail at this juncture. In addition, I can confirm that 2 other individuals have been arrested in connection with this incident, and urgent inquiries are ongoing. We can confirm that 2 members of our Jewish community have sadly died as a result of this attack. Following a rapid response, armed officers from Greater Manchester Police intercepted the offender, and he was fatally shot by officers within 7 minutes of the original call.
4 people are in hospital, several listed in serious condition. Police now have 3 people in custody. Here in Canada, Prime Minister Mark Carney said in a statement the deadly attack outside a synagogue is appalling, anti-Semitic. Canadians are holding the victims' loved ones and all those affected in our thoughts. Hate must be confronted in all of its forms and with all available tools. With a bit over a month to go until the Liberals reveal their delayed federal budget, the interim parliamentary budget officer says Ottawa's finances are on the precipice. But as Canadians wait to see the fiscal plan, the PBO is sharing some positive news on another front. The fiscal watchdog shared new figures showing a sharp improvement in housing affordability across the country. The budget officer tracks that measure by comparing average home prices in different markets and what the typical household living there can actually afford. The biggest improvements were seen in Toronto and Hamilton, although Calgary, Montreal and Quebec City saw prices rise. This comes as the Liberals mark a new milestone on another file.
We announced that more than 5 million Canadians are currently covered under the Canadian Dental Care Plan.
Health Canada says nearly all dental providers are now taking part in the federal dental care program. The program launched in May of 2024 for seniors, children, and disability tax credit recipients and expanded in May of this year to all eligible Canadians. It covers basic dental work from uninsured people earning under $90,000 with an average of $800 in covered care per patient each year. The federal government has officially launched a single procurement agency for its big defense purchases. The new Defense Investment Agency aims to cut the red tape to get the Canadian Armed Forces the equipment it needs and faster. CTV's Judy Trin is taking a closer look at what that means in the context of a trade war.
Of all the billions of dollars Canada spends on military equipment, 75% of it goes to suppliers in the United States. A former fighter pilot turned politician says the new Defense Investment Agency will change that.
We're not going to be spending 75 cents of our dollar south. We'll be amortizing that money out in Canada where we can, and then spending it in other places where we have to.
The agency aims to cut red tape and duplication. It will aim to prioritize selecting Canadian companies on big contracts valued at more than $100 million for equipment like drones, small arms, and shipbuilding. But there are no targets for how much less they want to spend on American weapons. The first major decision the agency will make involves procuring up to a dozen new submarines to replace Canada's aging fleet. But the minister says the purchase of more F-35s from the U.S. is still under review. Canada could buy fighter jets from Sweden instead.
There's no pressure on us to make a decision until we're ready to make a decision. We're a sovereign country.
The slow play comes as trade talks drag on. Before a Senate committee, the country's top negotiator tempered expectations.
Resolvable might mean going back to where we were a year ago. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I think we can be in a lot better position over time than we find ourselves in today.
The federal government also wants to use these big procurement contracts as leverage to encourage foreign companies to set up manufacturing here while increasing market access for Canadian companies overseas. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Meanwhile, Ottawa has updated its travel advice for the United States with a cautionary note about gender-neutral passports. The advisory warns that while Canada issues passports with an X marker for people who don't identify as strictly male or female, it cannot guarantee entry or transit through other countries, including the U.S., for travelers using that designation. The statement goes on to warn that travelers may be asked to provide their gender information as either male or female. American President Donald Trump has set his sights on using the government shutdown as an opportunity to reshape the federal workforce and punish detractors. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt says layoffs are imminent, and the Office of Management and Budget says it's putting a hold on roughly $18 billion of infrastructure funds for New York subway and Hudson Tunnel projects. If the standoff extends later into October, federal workers who remain on the job will begin missing paychecks. The Congressional Budget Office estimates roughly 750,000 workers would be furloughed on any given day during the shutdown, resulting in a loss of $400 million in daily wages. Back home, Canada's largest distillery, based in Walkerville, is celebrating a milestone this week by launching their most expensive whiskey to date. Saturday would have been J.P. Weiser's 200th birthday, and to celebrate, they're putting out a legacy recipe whiskey, just 1,000 cases, retailing for about $55 a bottle, exclusively at the LCBO. The distillery is also unveiling its priciest whiskey to date, a 27-year cask strength aged in rare Japanese oak. Canada's main stock index reversed earlier losses today to finish in positive territory and continue its streak of record highs. In Toronto, the TSX gained 53 points. In New York, the Dow added 79. The Nasdaq is up 89. The Canadian dollar fell more than 1/10 of a cent. And on commodity markets, gold lost almost $30 an ounce and oil dropped $1.30 a barrel. Generational costs. Can you afford to retire if your adult kids still rely on you? Coming up, with rising rents and lower wages, the numbers may surprise you.
Let's look at our CTV News weather snapshot. Thanks to Patrick Kelly for this gorgeous image. If you have a weather image you'd like to share, text it to us at 10400. Just ahead, will the sunny conditions persist? Will temperatures continue to rise into the weekend? My forecast will give you the answers next.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app. From moment to moment, things change. CTV News Windsor.ca is Windsor's #1 source for online news. Watch every story from wherever you are the moment it happens. CTV News Windsor.ca.
A lovely day with a nice breeze. Gary joins me again for an extended look at the weather. Gary.
Bit of a breeze, and temperatures still warm, above seasonal across the board. Air quality has been good. More on that in just a moment. Ridge-of pressures kept the weather pattern benign. If we see any cloud cover, it's generally high-level clouds, some cirrus stratus for the most part. Not likely to see any rain-producing cloud cover tonight or tomorrow or perhaps through the weekend. More on that in just a second. Reached a high of 26. I mentioned the air quality, anything less than 3 or 3 or less on the scale of 1 to 10 on the AQI is good. So air quality continues to be solidly in the green zone, so that's what we want. Temperature's a bit cooler now in Chatham-Kent, 22 or 72 degrees Fahrenheit, still mostly sunny, and a similar sky condition in Windsor. Warmer though at 26 degrees Celsius. That's almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit. 27 in Winnipeg. It's been warm in extreme southeastern and south central Manitoba, pushing into a mild, relatively speaking, mild or warm northern Ontario. 24, almost 25 in Thunder Bay, and we're holding at 26. Ridge of high pressure has kept essentially the entire province of Ontario, and that's a lot of geography there, huge landmass, in check with this benign weather pattern, and we anticipate it to continue. That means that there's not likely to be a high probability of seeing any rain anytime soon. Breakdown for tonight: under mostly clear conditions, 19 degrees through 8 o'clock, down to 17, still mild for this time of the year at that time of day. And 10 o'clock through to midnight might only drop to about 15. Still looking at mostly clear conditions through the overnight. The overnight temperature does drop to about 10 degrees Celsius. Take a look at our 7-day forecast, courtesy of our friends at Enercare. Looking at 27 tomorrow. The humidex factor, boy, it could feel like 30 or 31 once we reach 27 at around 4 p.m. Still sunny on Saturday, 28, 27 and fair on Sunday. Monday, 28, almost 29, and a mixture of sun and cloud. And then we'll cool off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 24, followed by 16 and 16, and showers coming towards the middle of next week. Enjoy this warm stretch while it lasts.
Lifetime, brought to you by Safeguard Medical Alert Systems.
A new study finds parents and grandparents are helping foot the bill for basic expenses like food and childcare. As CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, the older generation has stepped in as a safety net for the younger one.
Walter Dewey of Sydney and his wife Jean are approaching retirement age, but they're not empty nesters.
I can relate, yes. I have an adult child living with us.
Their daughter Sarah, who is in her 30s, works multiple jobs from the tourism sector to substitute teaching. He says she has looked around for a place of her own, but that apartment rates and other costs of living have been too expensive.
I mean, we could do the math right now and look at it and say, okay, for a single person, you're looking at close to $1,500 for a bachelor one-bedroom apartment. But if you're only making minimum wage...
A new study done by BMO has found that nearly half, 45% of parents and grandparents surveyed plan to support their children or grandchildren financially in the next year, and that more than 1 in 5, 22% of Gen Zs who were polled, along with 15% of millennials, rely on some parental support for general expenses. Along with the cost of living, there may be some cultural expectations at play, too. The study found that 88% of respondents believe parents must continue to support their children financially into adulthood, and that 29% believe this support should last for as long as the parents are alive. Walter Dewey says he doesn't think supporting their adult child will get in the way of he and his wife being able to retire. He also points to the fact they have 3 breadwinners living under one roof as a sign of how tough it is to make ends meet these days.
I'm a teacher, and I teach in the evenings. Jean's a nurse, and Sarah does tourism, and with that, it's enough to try to stay above board with the mortgage payment and everything else that goes with that.
Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Construction of the new outpatient rehabilitation center at Hotel Dieu Grace Healthcare is expected to be completed by the end of October. The $8.3 million addition to Hotel Dieu will include new exercise equipment, a walking track, private consultation and therapy rooms. The hospital says the current facility, while outdated, supports over 15,000 patients yearly. The hope is to start moving equipment into the space at the end of the month. A donation to Windsor Regional Hospital's trauma program, $66,000 handed over from the Shake at the Lake Charity Fun Run. It was held this past summer in memory of Sean King and Brian Mode, who died in a boating accident in 2023. The hospital plans to use the money to buy vital equipment for trauma patients.
So Sean and Brian, had they survived their injuries, they likely would have been directed to the regional trauma program, which is here at the Olette campus. So it was really important for us to give back to each of the communities.
Coming up, we are celebrating spooky season at Scarehouse, Johnny.
Yeah, we should be fitting right in this weekend when zombies take over downtown Windsor.
Stay tuned.
5K a day is back on 93.9
Virgin Radio.
Listen to Hannah and Johnny in the morning for your chance to win $5,000
Every weekday.
5K a day.
Virgin Radio.
Turning now to our new weekly segment, What's Up YQG, with Johnny Parks from our sister station Virgin Radio and our own Melanie Kentner. It looks like you two are getting into the Halloween spirit already.
Yeah, spooky season's here, so we're at the Scarehouse to talk about the zombie walk for a good cause.
Yeah, I think we're going to fit right in when zombies invade downtown this weekend. We're with Sean. Can you tell us a bit about the zombie walk?
We're having it down on Olette Avenue. It's going to head north to Chatham. We're going to hang a left to Plisher and then hang another left on Plisher, and then we're going to end up at the parking garage for a big party. Zombies are going to be everywhere downtown.
Zombie party. Okay, that's a new one.
So what are your favorite parts about the event?
I love it that it's family orientated and just wackos and weirdos all gather up on one spot, and it's just kind of like no one really advertises like, hey, I love being a zombie, but for one day out of the whole year we get to be zombies, and we're doing that in downtown. And Windsor's embracing it. The city, the police, the fire department, like everybody's in.
Yeah, I love scary season. I love Halloween. Love Scarehouse. What are some other things that are going on here?
Oh, Scarehouse, there's so much stuff happening at Scarehouse. I have no idea even to put it into one thing. But we are open for the spooky season, and then we're going to have our website to tell you all the times and dates. That'll be set up at ScareHouseWindsor.com.
And you have a lights on event too, so that's really cool. I, for one, think that's an awesome idea. Yes, for me, for anybody who doesn't want to really be that scared, they can have the lights on event. So, all right, okay, let's talk about some of the other events going on in the city. There's a couple big shows at the casino this weekend.
Yeah, some good Canadian talent coming through Caesars. We're going to have Friday Johnny Reed playing, and then on Sunday Brian Adams and the Sheepdogs. Love the Sheepdogs, but of course we also love the Summer of '69.
You always find a way to sing in these segments, Johnny.
Yeah, I got a talent for it.
Okay, and there's also the Green Expo going on.
Yeah, so that will be available to get rid of your green waste, your green junk. They'll have a drive-through and drop-off for that. Something that's also really cool that I'm excited for is the Tart and Soul Butter Tart Festival. Huge butter tart fan. That's happening Sunday at Windsor Eats.
Yes, that one sounds so delicious. So we've got a little bit of everything. Green goblins, Green Expo.
Zombies.
That's right. We put the links to everything on our website, so check it out, and that's What's Up YQG.
Do you have a story suggestion, or would you like to see Melanie and Johnny at your event? Text us at 10400. You can also send photos and videos.
Would you text your ex for $10,000? 89X is back. Listen for the keywords and text your ex. It's never been more rewarding to get back with your ex. Only on Windsor's Alternative, 89X.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. Tyler Smith, survivor of the 2018 Humboldt Broncos bus crash and founder of Not Alone Co., will share his mental health journey during the Check In, Don't Check Out event. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Kate Otterbein. And Kate, we do have some huge Swifties in our newsroom, and we do note that the box office estimates are in for Taylor Swift's cinematic debut, and we know that her album is coming out tomorrow.
Yes, that is at midnight. I'm sure a lot of our newsroom will be at the theaters watching this. Swifties have been counting down the album, The Life of a Showgirl, since the pop star announced it back in August. It'll be Swift's 12th album, and it will feature 12 tracks. Swift is marking tomorrow's debut with a special release party in movie theaters across the globe. Audiences will get to see the world premiere of the album's lead single and behind-the-scenes footage of how the life of a showgirl came together. Swift says dancing at those events is optional, but encouraged. We've got those details and more online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Without a doubt, there will be dancing, that's for sure. And speaking of movies, With is here, and there's going to be a new viewing experience. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So the latest purchase for WIF, it was in collaboration with St. Clair alumni. It was a custom cinema screen for the Chrysler Theatre. The screen was bought in partnership with WIF and the St. Clair College alumni. It will replace the current one, which has been used for about 15 years. If you're attending WIF at the end of the month, you can look forward to seeing the screen in action. This festival runs on October 23rd until November 2nd. Ticket information is available on our website. And in our social spotlight tonight, meet the winner of Alaska's Fattest Bear competition. This is Chunk. He is a 1,200-pound brown bear who also unfortunately has a broken jaw. He has been voted the public's favorite fat bear. This is Chunk's first win in the competition after placing second for the past 3 years. Now, Stephanie, I won't lie, this contest popped up on my social media and I did start following it. I mean, look at him. How do you not just love him? There's so much to love, and there's something just so endearing about fat bears, but make sure you don't get too close.
Well, this is a huge win for him, obviously. He must have been frustrated over the last couple of years coming in second consistently. But yeah, he's adorable. Congratulations. Maybe we can get some extra fish out for him or something to celebrate.
Absolutely. Maybe a hug. I'm kidding. Don't get too close.
Okay, if viewers at home have any cool videos they want to show you and send you, how can they do it?
Yeah, so you can email that to us at newsnow@bellmedia.ca, or you can text it to 10400.
After the break, meet the Canadian record store owner who stumbled upon a priceless piece of Beatles history and instead of cashing in, got to hand it over to one of his musical heroes.
The latest news to start your day.
Interviews, conversations with the top officials, the difference makers, and personalities in Windsor-Essex.
Only on Windsor-Essex #1 morning show.
It's Mornings with Mike and Meg on AM 800.
We're still seeing those blue skies. Gary, I know you're a fan of fall and fall temperatures. I'm a huge fan of the sunshine.
Well,
so it's been a great week.
It's going to continue, which is good news for all of us concerned. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast, courtesy of our friends at Enercare. I'm looking at sunshine icons for the next 2 days, and note the temperatures in the mid to upper 20s across southern Ontario. And for us, 27 tomorrow and sunny and 28 on Friday. A fair weather weekend altogether. Sunday at 27, a mixture of sun and clouds. So too for Monday, 28. And then we'll see some showers Tuesday into Wednesday, Thursday. And I think by the end of next week, we will see teens rather than mid to upper 20s for daytime highs.
I want to hear what families are doing this weekend. Are they still heading out to the beach? Are they still maybe getting to a splash pad?
Sure.
We'll see. Why not? Okay, when the owner of a Vancouver record store revealed he discovered a lost recording the Beatles made in 1962, it made headlines around the world. But instead of selling the valuable piece of music history, something I think I would have done, he gave the tape to one of the two men who made it, CTV's Shannon Patterson, now on an unforgettable meeting between the record store owner and his idol, Sir Paul McCartney.
In the 44 years he's owned Neptune Records, Rob Frith has bought a lot of random music collections.
Someone came in about 10 years ago and they had a couple of reel-to-reel tapes. And it just said Beatles early demos with a question mark.
Frith figured it was likely a bootleg copy, so it sat behind the desk at Neptune for a decade until this spring when he booked a studio that had a reel-to-reel player.
We put the tape on. We thought we'd be hearing like record noise or whatever, and it was like the Beatles were in the room with us.
He He posted videos of the 15-song demo on Instagram, and the story blew up.
What we determined after researching everything and having it checked by professionals, we had the actual original master tape that the Beatles recorded January 1st, 1962. It was an audition tape for Decca Records.
It didn't take long for the story to reach Sir Paul McCartney, who invited Rob and his family to Los Angeles 2 weeks ago, where the Friths would give him the tape in person.
I was one that got to hand it over to him, and it was pretty wild. Just weird, kind of being like, and here it is.
This is stuff that Paul signed for us.
While the Friths were asked not to take photos of their meeting, Sir Paul did autograph some Beatles memorabilia for them.
We are looking at my signed copy of Sgt. Pepper's.
The family had lunch with the superstar and even sat in on a rehearsal session.
The four of us got to sit there and have a full set of Paul McCartney and his band playing, and we're the only ones in the audience in the rehearsal space. It was mind-blowing.
He came up behind my mom and goes, "Hi, Vicky, how are you today?" And I thought I saw her soul exit her body right about then.
The Friths know an original Beatles demo reel could have fetched a tidy sum at auction.
And then that tape would have sat in some millionaire or billionaire's basement, never to be looked at again. And, what good is it there?
What they got was better than money.
I got paid in that I got to meet Paul McCartney. That was good enough for me.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Vancouver.
What a find and what an experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And speaking of experiences, my father got to see the Beatles before they were big in Liverpool when my parents were there. My mother, and avid Elvis Presley fan, said, "No, I will not see the Beatles. No, no, no." And this is before they obviously exploded and came over to the U.S. So, wow. Yeah, pretty incredible.
Yeah, so much history there. Okay, on behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we will have your only late local newscast after tonight's football game.
Good night.